let's start from the beginning. A boy from Rongo wanting to become a lawyer ends up an accountant. How did that happen?
As she says, I grew up in Rongo, an ordinary village. Then went to Mumias Boys. I had an opportunity to do one of these Engage Speak, so all my story is pretty much out there. At Mumias Boys, I kind of did not know what I wanted to do, but those were the early days of multipartism. So I would watch TV and I would see all these lawyers like Paul Mwite arguing in court, very eloquent, and I was like, this is what I want to do, because naturally I like debates, arguments, conversations. So all along I wanted to be a lawyer. Went to high school, applied to law school, got admitted to law school, but then my friends started going abroad and I said, this is what I want to. I also want to go abroad. When I got there, I realized now to be a lawyer is going to take me 7 years, 4 years in undergrad, then 3 years in law school. So that would take 7 years. But then if I did accounting, because I'd spent some time at Strathmore, I would save 1 year out of getting an accounting degree. So it was 7 versus 3. I went for the 3. So I was very pragmatic.
Okay, yeah. Wow, awesome. So now you're done with school and you're an accountant. I would like to hear that experience for you.
So done with school, got lucky to join KPMG in New Jersey, doing auditing, ticking and tying. And then I had a side gig doing taxes for Kenyans on the side. So I did taxes for one gentleman who today happens to be the CEO of NIC Group. And what puzzled me is that he was making 10 times what I was making. So I asked him, what is this that you are doing? And he told me, I'm an investment banker. Now, remember, I got into accounting not for the love of it, but being pragmatic. So again, I decided to be pragmatic. How do I get into this investment banking thing? He said they hire from these schools. So I just applied to those schools and then got into Wharton. Then from Wharton, then went and did investment banking with Lehman in New York.
Okay, so anyway, so you're heading the asset management at Britam for 3 years and you're doing so well, you actually lead the team to the top, and then you decide it's time to get out. Why are you getting out when you've gotten to the top?
We didn't actually decide it's time to get out.
Okay.
We were walking our journey and we got to a juncture where we had to get out. And maybe it's what you're saying, it's time to get out. Now, when we got to Britam, it was doing mainly, Britam Asset Managers was doing mainly equities, fixed income, and bank debt. Those things return around 10 to 12% per annum. We had studied alternative assets, and it was clear that it was a better return. So then what we did, we found a way, how can we actually get into this real estate field? Now, if you're going to do entrepreneurship, you have to start with something where there's a pain point for society. Now, whenever there's a pain point in society, it demonstrates that there's an opportunity.
I like that. I mean, and your story, I don't think any transition from employment to self-employment can be easy. And I've heard you say that it's not about the opportunities that you get, it's about the challenges and how you deal with them. I'm sure people would like to hear some depth of that.
The transition from employment to running a business or founding a business, one of the things I always caution people that it cannot be for the sake of starting a business. If you feel that, okay, I'm so tired of working, I want to go run a business, you're making the wrong choice. Running a business has to be driven by, I have seen a challenge, I've seen a pain point for society, I want to solve it. So the issue of starting a business because I am tired of employment, that's why I think a lot of businesses won't work. You have to be able to say, what is it that is a challenge in society? And if I tweaked it a little bit, then this thing will solve somebody's problem. So make sure you take a step back and ask yourself, why do I want to be a founder? Why do I want to start a business? If you're not solving anyone's problem, you might as well stay in employment because it won't work. And then to be an entrepreneur, you don't have to start your own business. You can be very entrepreneurial right where you are working as an employee. If you take a brand like Safaricom, they're always coming up with new ideas. The latest one being Fuliza. That's an entrepreneurial initiative. So the team behind it did not have to leave Safaricom to go do it. You can be very entrepreneurial right in where you are employed, and you'll be recognized and compensated. And actually, if you're really good, then you should demand a share of profits, which is one issue we had at our former platform. As a team, we ended up saying, look, when we joined, this company was making 20 million a year. Now it's making 300 million. We appreciate the salary, but we want to now keep a share of these profits. And for them, that was just a total no-no. Real estate is a good place to be, but not real estate generally. You have to be very specific in terms of where you invest at what particular point of time. If you take Upper Hill, there was a time Upper Hill was a great place to invest when it was still residential, moving towards commercial. Now commercial is overdone, so you have to lead by research. If you lead real estate by research, you'll do well. You don't have to have a lot of money to execute on an idea, but you have to have a good idea that solves a problem for society, and you really have to execute hard on that idea.